They've been smiling at you all this time, pretending you're just another face in the crowd. But oh, how wrong they were. The truth is brutal. The moment they realize you are something they cannot predict, something they cannot touch, their fear becomes palpable, electric, unavoidable. They see you and feel a chill because you've stepped beyond ordinary limits, beyond the expectations they cling to, and into a space where awareness, patience, and quiet strength rule. They call it unnatural. They call it strange. But you call it power. And now the question lingers in the air like smoke. What will you do with the fear you've awakened? The moment they see your shadow stretch longer than your body, the moment their eyes widen and lips tremble, that's when the game changes. They know now. They know you are not like them. Yes, your enemies, every single one of them, they feel it. It's not fear of what you can do, not really. It's fear of who you are. The quiet, unyielding force that doesn't react when provoked. The calm in the chaos. The slow, deliberate smile when they expect panic. They're terrified because they've glimpsed something they cannot understand. Something that refuses to bend, to beg, to bow. You've become the anomaly, the unexpected variable in their neat, predictable equations. And they hate it. And that, my friend, is beautiful. People are creatures of habit, slaves to expectation. They crave patterns, rules, a sense of control they can hold in their hands. But you've stepped outside of that cage. You move like a whisper in a storm, like shadows that bend around walls that shouldn't exist. They notice, of course. Oh, they notice. And every glance they steal at you, every flicker of unease, every tiny shiver that runs down their spine, they know you are something more. Not supernatural, not magical, but something even more terrifying, someone fully, wholly aware. Someone who sees them, sees through them, sees the weaknesses they hide even from themselves. They thought power was measured in strength, in intimidation, in the clatter of weapons and loud words. But the real power, the real power, sits quietly in patience, in understanding when to act and when to wait. It grows in silence, in observation, in the deliberate holding back of every reaction that would give them hope. Crippling karma? That's not a threat. It's the inevitable response of life, when you carry clarity while the world around you fumbles blindly. You act, and the echoes ripple. You don't act, and yet still the universe balances itself with a precision they will never comprehend. You see, humans fear what they cannot grasp. They fear what refuses to fit in their tiny, comfortable boxes. When you move beyond their comprehension, when you embrace the full spectrum of your own strength without screaming it into existence, the fear becomes tangible. They begin to second-guess themselves. Every word, every action, every glance becomes weighed with uncertainty. And oh, how delicious that tension is, because it reveals the truth. They can never reach you, not if you don't allow it. Let me tell you a secret. Their terror is your mirror. Their trembling reflections are proof that you've evolved past the petty games, the constant need to be seen, to be acknowledged. You've become an entity of observation and influence, moving unseen yet profoundly felt. You are discipline incarnate. Patience that isn't weakness. Strength that doesn't demand applause. self-respect that radiates without words. And as they stare, as they whisper, as they tremble in ways they cannot explain, oh, they feel the weight of your presence, and it is exquisite. It is not arrogance to recognize this, not hubris. It is simply awareness, a knowing that you are a force of nature in a world clinging desperately to mediocrity. They may call it unnatural. They may call it strange. But you call it liberation. You call it clarity. You call it reality. And when they see it, when they realize the depth of your control, the strength of your restraint, the quiet dominance of your being, they cannot look away, and yet they wish they could. The choice is yours, but remember, every eye that fears you is proof that you are already winning. Power isn't what you take. Power is what you command without asking. They're still watching, still whispering, still trembling, just a little, every time you move or speak. And that's where the real art begins. You see, most people mistake noise for authority. Loud words, sharp gestures, angry faces. They think it convinces others, but it doesn't. True influence, the kind that sticks, the kind that leaves them sleepless at night, comes from control over yourself, your mind, your reactions, your very presence. That's the language they can't read, the signal they can't intercept. And that is your playground. Here's the thing about fear. It's a mirror, yes, but it's also a tool. Crippling karma? It isn't something you create consciously, at least not in the way they think. It's the natural consequence of their underestimation, their ignorance, their constant attempts to manipulate a world they can't touch. You simply exist in a way that is precise, disciplined, measured, and they feel it. Every hesitation they make, every plan they craft, it falters under the weight of your awareness. And oh, how they hate it. And yet they cannot escape it. Patience. Patience is where your true edge lives. You see, impulsive people are predictable. They react, they lash, they shout, they crumble. But you don't need to react immediately. You observe, you wait, you let them reveal themselves in their own folly. Each misstep they make, each word that betrays insecurity, every shadow of doubt that flickers across their face, it's information. A map of weakness drawn by their own hand. And with it you build strength without effort. You don't attack blindly. You strike with precision, timing that seems accidental but is meticulously calculated. That's the quiet domination they will never understand. Self-respect is your armor. Oh yes, they think intimidation comes from shouting or scaring, but you intimidate because you are untouchable inside, because no insult can pierce your calm, because no chaos can disturb the quiet power you carry. Emotional control, that is your weapon. When they lash, you don't respond. When they scheme, you don't flinch. When they hope for cracks, you smile in silence, knowing that the cracks they fear are the cracks in their own armor. And oh, how delicious it is to watch them unravel while you remain composed, a phantom of clarity moving effortlessly among their confusion. Humility, too, has its strange power. Not weakness, not submission. True humility is the understanding of your own strength without needing applause, without forcing recognition. It is the art of being vast, yet unseen, immense, yet unobtrusive. They fear the unknown, the unclaimed, the quiet master of circumstance. They see you and feel the weight of your being, and yet they can't define it, can't touch it, can't predict it. And that is where the terror grows. So now you stand at the edge, the world around you teetering, trembling, alive with uncertainty. Your enemies are terrified, yes, but it isn't fear that defines you. It's what you do with their fear. Do you let it consume them? Do you guide it like a stream of molten energy, turning hesitation into leverage, weakness into strategy? Or do you squander it, letting their panic fade without consequence? Every glance they steal at you is a challenge. Every trembling hand, every stuttered thought, every misjudged glance, they're waiting for you to claim your place, to assert the quiet supremacy of self-mastery. Oh, the game has only just begun. They don't fear your strength. They fear your patience, your silence, the way you wait while they stumble through their own illusions. Oh yes, the real terror isn't in the strike. It's in the anticipation. In the space between thought and action, when they are forced to face themselves and the weight of their own inadequacy. You see, they're fragile, my friend, not because they are weak. Oh no, but because they depend on external validation, on certainty, on rules they cannot break without panicking. And you've broken the rules simply by existing differently, by observing deeply, by moving through life like a shadow that bends around light, unseen but fully present. Every step you take resonates more powerfully than their frantic efforts because you are grounded in self-respect, patience, and a discipline that is utterly invisible to their chaotic minds. Influence is not coercion. It's subtle, almost unnoticeable to the untrained eye. You don't demand attention. You command it by not giving in to every distraction, by remaining calm when they expect reaction, by letting them speak, act, and reveal their patterns. Their fear is no accident. It is the natural outcome of being measured against someone who sees all, anticipates all, and yet does not betray a single thought unnecessarily. Every glance they steal at you, every whispered doubt, every hesitation, it's data, a roadmap of their weaknesses, a blueprint for your actions, a mirror reflecting exactly where they fail and you triumph. Oh, this is where patience becomes terrifying. It's like holding a candle over water and watching ripples spread without touching the surface. They feel it. They flinch at the slightest motion, and they don't understand why. Because you are not performing for them, you are simply yourself, and the world trembles to accommodate your presence. Emotional control, that is your sword and shield both. When they lash, you do not recoil. When they scheme, you do not panic. When they hope for cracks, you smile quietly, because you know the cracks are in them, not you. And every subtle shift in your composure amplifies their fear, fuels your leverage, and strengthens the invisible throne you sit upon without even knowing it. Self-respect, humility, patience, they are your allies, your unseen weapons, the invisible architecture of influence. Oh yes, every decision you make, every measured response, every calm pause, solidifies the perception that you are not just strong, but inevitable. They are terrified not because you seek to dominate them, but because you don't need to. You exist, you move, you act with precision, and the fear they feel is the natural consequence of their own inferiority in comparison. Isn't that delicious? To know that their panic, their hesitation, their whispered doubts are the inevitable mirrors of your clarity. The question is, will you shape the world with the quiet force they cannot comprehend, or will you let their fear dissipate like smoke, meaningless and unclaimed? Power lives not in the eyes that watch you, but in the mind that refuses to be swayed by them. Oh yes. You feel it, don't you? That quiet pulse beneath your ribs, the steady rhythm of someone who knows exactly who they are and what they can do. It's intoxicating, almost dangerous, because most people never reach this place. They live tethered to approval, to opinion, to the fleeting whims of those around them. But you have stepped beyond the leash of expectation. You move with awareness, with control, with a patience that unnerves them to the core. Every heartbeat of yours is a statement, every breath a demonstration of self-respect and inner strength. And oh, how they notice it, even if they don't understand it. Discipline, that is your foundation. Not the loud, showy kind, but the quiet, relentless kind that refuses to bend no matter the pressure. It's waking up every day and deciding without hesitation that you will be better, stronger, clearer. They see only fragments of this, like shadows on a wall, and it terrifies them because they cannot piece together the full picture. And that is where your advantage grows, silently, invisibly, but with devastating effectiveness. Emotional mastery is your crown. Every lash of their anger, every whisper of doubt, every attempt at manipulation bounces off your calm because you have trained your mind to be untouchable from within. It's a curious thing. People mistake chaos for strength, noise for courage, reaction for intelligence. But the truth, the exquisite truth, is that composure is a kind of power that roars louder than any shout, strikes harder than any blow, and lingers far longer than any fleeting display of force. When they tremble at your stillness, when they stumble at your gaze, when they hesitate while you advance steadily, you are the storm they cannot predict. Self-respect, humility, patience. They are not just tools, they are your identity. Each controlled reaction, each moment of silence, each measured step builds a fortress so formidable that no threat can breach it, no attempt can shake it. They think they see your moves, but you are already 10 steps ahead. Not because you force the future, but because you understand it. You see patterns, anticipate weakness, and act only when it serves the greater design. The design of you, the architecture of your presence. They are terrified because they cannot touch that. They cannot replicate it. They can only witness it, shiver in it, and whisper about it behind closed doors. This is your art. The art of being fully present, fully aware, fully mastered. The art of moving in the world with the quiet inevitability of awareness, patience, and self-command. And isn't it exhilarating? To know that every fear they carry, every tremor in their logic, every glance of doubt, they have created it themselves simply by standing in your presence. They are terrified. Yes, but it is not fear that defines them. It is your reflection in their faltering, the mirror of what they are not, the reminder of what they could never become without the painstaking, disciplined work you have done. And now, as they tremble in the shadow of your presence, the question remains, will you settle for the world noticing you? Or will you let the world bend, shift, and realign around the force of your being? They will whisper your name long after you leave the room, not because of what you did, but because of who you became. The shocking truth is this: fear is a mirror, and they've seen their own weakness reflected in your calm, your patience, your quiet dominance. You've become the force they cannot touch, the presence they cannot shake, the shadow they cannot predict. And that, my friend, is freedom. Freedom to move, to act, to live fully without apology. So rise, step into your power, and let every eye that fears you be proof of your mastery. Oh, and before you go, like, comment, and subscribe, because the game is just beginning.